Well, I meant a different Slipknot. This one's fine, but the one we're gonna learn is a little different, a little bit different, little bit different. So I'm gonna take this mask off now. I'm embarrassed. Let's learn Slipknot. What is happening, babies, and welcome to an all-new episode of The Play Dead. I am Davey, your gracious proprietor of Dead Tunes. I'm happy you're here, and if it's your first time here, hit the subscribe button, okay? This episode is brought to you by old Fred Instruments and the SB500. That's right. Head on over to fredinstruments.com to check out what he's got in stock and get yourself on a wait list, whatever. Just go get one. And also brought to you by me, bitch. That's right, in the Golden Road Guitar Course. You ever wondered how I play guitar? That's how I do it, and that's how I show how people how to do it. Shapes and patterns. No modes, no scales, nothing to fritter it up. You know what I'm saying? Don't fret. Get the Golden Road Guitar Course and learn how to fret. I don't know. I'm just trying here. Okay? Also, merch at realbird.company.site. It's the holidays. You know what I'm saying? Go get yourself something nice and also help us out. What we're doing today is we're going over Slipknot. There's not really an intro or any kind of song facts to tell you other than like, hey, it was written by, Jerry Garcia. This was pretty much written by Jerry, right? This whole song basically within a song. And it was always played after, Help on the Way, usually before Franklin's Tower. Not always, but most of the time, right? Part of that big threesome, right? Remember that from last week? The old threesome? It's all good. So what I've done since this song is just a big old nuisance and a big old dick for your butt. It's just I've broken it up into segments. Like I've segmented it out. So we've got like 10-ish segments. Kind of. We've got this first segment, which is like the way into it. It's basically the intro. And then you've got like segment 2, segment 3 are very similar. They're just a whole step up from each other. Segment 4 is when you start to get into those diminished runs. Okay. And then segment 5 is like that big run. It's kind of like the other half of the fourth segment. It's ridiculous. It'll make more sense once we get into it, okay? And then there's also segment 6, which is like kind of like your work back into it. It's where that second so that second time that comes in, and then you've got segment 7, which is like the A minor jam. Yeah, and then we bring that back, along with like a walk up, and I'm going to show you all the chord. This is a big one. This is going to be a while. It's going to take a minute. So I'm sorry for your little butthole, but it's going to be okay. Don't be a little bitch. You asked for this. You wanted this, so here we go. I'm going to make it as digestible as possible, but it's hard. This is a hard fucking song. It's like this and Terrapin are like the big boys. I mean, of course, you've got like other ones that are going to be technically challenging, but these are like the big ones. Okay, so this is going to be a bit. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get on into it. All right, we're going to get on into the first segment. Hit y'all. All right, babe. What's up? Welcome to the old first segment. So what we're going to do is you're going to listen. This is what it looks like. So it's not that bad for this first part. We're kind of easing you in, okay? A little bit of lube to widen it up, all right? So we're going to do this, listen, and we will. All right, join me where my head is my nip. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're starting on that F minor. The whole song's kind of in F minor, right? We're about to hit a key change, but right now it's in F minor. So we're going to hit that F minor 4 times instead of the 3 that we did at the beginning. The beginning is, but this is, right? It's 4 instead of 3. So you're going to do that. And you can do that kind of like that nice, lazy slide down. But then what we're going to do is this little line. Right? And all that is you're sliding from the 6th fret on the A string up to the 8th. And then you're going to hit, because you're tracing that F minor chord right here, right? And then you're going to hit. You're basically moving it down to there, which is a C minor. You're basically going from an F minor to a C minor within this, right? And going back to the F minor. But what you're doing is you're sliding from the 6th to the 8th fret on the A string, and then you're going to the 6th fret on the D string, the 5th fret on the G string. You're coming back to the D string, and you're hitting the 8th fret to the 5th fret, and then you're going to the 6th fret on the A string. You're going to the 8th fret on the E string, and then you're going back up to the 6 on the A, and then the 5 on the D, and then you're going to the 8 on the A, right? So do it slow. That's it slow. Okay, so you'll hit that. Right? So you're going to do that 4 times. And you're going to have to build up to doing it fast. So like it'll get to a point to where you're just able to do it. But that 6 to 8 to 6 to 5. And then 8 to 6. Or 8 to 5, my bad. And then you're basically now in that C minor. Right? And you're going back to that F minor. Right? And then on that 4th time is where you hit you do this kind of little walk up, and it's an 8, 6, 5, 8. Right? So you're doing 8 on the A string, 6 on the D string, 5 on the G string, and back to 8 on the D string. And that's your little walk up into that diminished part. Okay, so what that diminished part is right there, it's a, right? So that's your F minor. So if you're doing like if you're doing the chords for it, you'll be like a and then what you're going to do is you're going to do this chord. Right? We're going to handle that before we do the actual lick, but that's just what that is it's an F sharp flat 7. It's like a diminished chord, right? So you've got that first, your pointer finger on that 4th fret of the D string. You've got your ring finger on the G string on the 5th fret. You've got your middle finger on the B string on the 4th fret, and your pinky 5th fret high E. So that's where you hit that, right? And then that line that goes over that is, and all that line is you're on the G string and you're doing 5 to 8. Now this is like a diminished run, okay? So I'm proud of you. So you're doing 5, 8, 7. So 5, 8 on the G, and then 7 on the B. And then you're going to the 5 on the high E, and then you're going to hit 8 on the high E, and then go back to the 5. So. And then you're going to do 7 on the B, and then 8 on the G. So. right? And then you're going to hit that same thing again, that 5, 7, 8, right? So, right? You're just going to hit that again. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go to the 5 on the G, and then you're going to go to the 7 on the B, and then you're going to hit the 8 to 5 on the G again, and then the 7 on the D. So, okay? So, and that's taking place over that F sharp flat 7. And that's right? It's really not that bad. It's all patterns, right? And if you know what the context is, it gets a little bit easier, right? If you're just listening to it, you're like, "Oh my God, this is the most complicated thing in the world," but it's really not. And then what we're doing is we're moving to a G minor. So what we'll do is after we do that line, we're going to move up to a G minor, right? This shape. That same shape of that F minor, right? But we've just moved it up a whole step. And we're basically doing everything we just did up a whole step. So even if you're doing the rhythm section, you would be doing a G minor. Because right there we're doing a G sharp flat 7. So it's literally that same one we were just doing. So that G sharp flat 7 is just a whole step up, but you've got to hit that G minor first. The right? And so what'll be taking place over that is the right? So that's that same thing. So that's that same idea you were just doing over the F, right? That's that same thing, but how we do that is this. So it's remember, that's your little lead in. And then what you're going to do is you're going to hit that same diminished lick that you did down here, but just this whole step up. Right? And now here comes the fun part. Okay, so now we're going to move into like segment 5. Okay, I'm sorry that we didn't really break this up, but it is all kind of one thing. Okay, so now we're going to move into that. So your lead line will sound like this. We'll slow it down. Right? And the chords that you're hitting there are E minor, right? To G, right? To F sharp minor. Okay? And then from there, you're going to go to F. And then you're going to go to E minor. Right? And then you're going to go to B minor. Then you're going to go to A minor. Then you're going to go to E minor. And then back to A minor. Right, so if you're doing the chords for that, I like to use these inversions up here around this area. So you're using your A minor shaped E minor, and then you're gonna go to your C shaped G, which is just your A minor shaped E minor, but with your pinky thrown up here to make a C shape. So bum, 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 right? And then bum, 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 bum. Right, so what you're doing is your E minor, G, F sharp minor, F, E minor, B minor, A minor, E minor, A minor. So that's what this is. So if we do it fast, it'll be right. So that's basically your rhythm part for that part, right? So one more time. Okay. Now that's segment 5-ish, right? I don't remember how I've actually got this cut up, and I don't remember how I did it before this. It's fine. You're going to be able to throw it all together. So, all right, so to do the lead line over this part, what you're going to do is you're going to slide into that 14th fret of the D string, right? And then you're going to lay down an E minor shape. You're barring there on that 12th fret. Got your ring finger there on the D string on the 14th fret. And what you're doing is you're tracing this shape, basically. You're going to go from that, right? Not too bad, not too bad. And then what you're going to do is that's all on the 12th fret. The G, B, E, 12th fret. You trace those out. And then you're going to take your pinky and you're going to slide from the 15th to the 17th. You're going to go back down to the 14 on the high E. So, and then you're going to go the 15 on the B and then 16 on the G, right? So you see how that's put you in G major, right? So you're going from E minor, G major, and then what you're going to do is you're going to go 17 to 14, yeah? 17 to 14 on the B, and then 14 on the G, and then 16 on the D, which is making that F sharp minor, right? So we're, right? And then what we're doing, we're going to slide to that 15 on the high E. So we've done this. And now we're doing, right? So we're going to trace that we've got that same thing we just did for that F sharp minor we're doing now for here. Or that G, my bad. Right? And we're making it an F. Remember we had to do that F. And now we're back in E minor. So 15 on the high E, and then we're going to go 12 on the high E, and then we're going to go 13 on the B, and we're going to go 14 on the D. Right? And now we're going to do 15 on the B. Right? And then we're going to go back to 12 on the B, then 12 on the G, and then 14 on the D. We're back in E minor, so. And now we're switching to these bob minor shapes, right? Right, so this is your B minor bob shape, but you're going to hit your pinky on that 14th fret of the D string, or G string, my bad. Then you're going to go to the 11, and then you're going to go 12 on the D, and then 14 on the A. And then you're going to do the same thing down a whole step. So you're going to do, we've got 12 on the G, and then 9 on the G. So we're doing an A minor now, which is a whole step down from B minor, but we're doing, so it's the same thing you just did, but we moved it down a whole step. But you'll do 12 on the G, 9 on the G, and then we'll do 10 on the D, and then 12 on the A. So, right? And then now we're going to do the same thing, but we're staying exactly where we are, but we're moving it, right? We're going to move it into an E minor. So now we're doing 12 on the D, and then to 9 on the D, and then 10 on the A, and then 12 on the E. So, sorry. And then we're going to come back up and do 10 to 12 on the A. Right? So that whole thing is, that's what that is. But you're basically, again, you're doing E minor, G, F sharp minor, F, E minor, B minor, A minor, E minor, A minor. Same thing. Right? And then that's a nice little pause point. Okay, so now we're going to move into the next segment. I don't know what number it is. I'll show you. I've lost my mind trying to do this for you guys. Okay, so my mind is gone. I'm just doing my best here to keep this together. This is the best I can do. This is the composure you get. Okay, so we're going to move on before I die. Mwah. All right, guys. So this next part, so after we've worked our way down to this A minor, right? Right, from there you can kind of like, I like to do this little double kind of thing. I mean, listen and we'll do this part, okay? So this is where things get a little bit easy for a second. We go into a jam. All right, so how we're going to start this part for Jerry's part, we're starting, he's in this A minor right here, this bob shape A minor. Right, so we're starting on the 12th fret of the A string, and then we're going to do, so what that is that's 12 on the A string, 10 on the D string, and then 9 on the G string, and then you're going to go to 12 on the D string. So, okay, and then you're going to do that again. And then from there, you're going to go down to the 10th fret or 9th fret on the D string. So then you can go to 10 on the A string, 12 on the E, then you go 10 back on the A, and then 9 again on the D, right? Then you go back to 12 on the A, right? So we'll do the whole thing a little slow. That's that, so. Right, but you're going to do that twice. Do that whole thing 2 times through. Then you let that A ring out. Do scat and. Scat, scat. And you're going to do that twice through 3 times. You just do that 3 times. And then on the 3rd time, so you'll do the. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. That's when you hit this big open A minor. So that's literally you're taking this E minor shaped A minor, right? And then all you're doing is you're just putting fingers on. You've got your ring finger on the 7th fret of the D string, and you've got your pointer finger on the 5th fret of the G string, right? And you're leaving all the other ones open. And it gives it this nice, like, foreboding, like, western-y sounding A minor. But that's where you're going to get into that jam, right? And then the jam is really just whatever you want it to be. Now, there is this one little lead line that I like to do, and I'll show you how to do it. So you've got your, you've got your heavy overdrive on, but what you'll do is you'll start on this A minor root, so the 5th fret of the E string, and then you're going to hammer on and pull off onto that 7th fret. So, and then you're going to go 5, 7, 8, right? 5, 7, 8, and then 5, 7 on the A string. So, bum. Ba-da-dum, ba-da-bum, ba-ba-bum. So you're gonna do a 5, 6, 7 on the A, and then do a 5, 7 hammer on the D. So ba-da-da, ba-da-ba, ba-da-da-da. Then you do that again. Bum, ba-da, ba-da-da-da-da-da. And you're going to pull this down to the 4th fret on the D. And then from there, you can just lose your shit. And then, like, towards the end of the jam, and I put it in the backing track, to signal the end, there's this little walk-up that the whole band does. And what it is, it's an It's a so you can do it on the roots. So it'll be like 5 7. It'll be that basically that same thing. It'll be 5 7 8 5 7 5 7 8 5 7. So 5 7 8 on the E and 5 7 on the A. So it's that kind of thing, but you can also do it. It's literally just A minor, B minor, C, D minor, E minor. So that's all that is. And then what you do is to end that, you do a big wide open A minor at the end of your solo, right? And then that's that section. Now we're going to move on to the next segment, which is where everything kind of comes back and we do all this bullshit over again. Okay? I know this is a lot, but it's like it's going to take a second. I'm just trying to do my due diligence and showing you how to do this right, okay? So, we're going to do this. We're going to move into this next segment. I don't know what number it is again, but I love you. You're doing so great. A+. You get a big shiny golden star. So proud of you. Don't hate me. Fam. So what we're doing for this next part, we've already hit that big A minor and we're letting it ring out. So now what we're doing is we're coming back to this idea, but we're just stopping there. So it's that same exact thing you did. It's that same exact line, but we're not doing it double. We're just doing it the one time through, and then we're stopping and leaving space, right? So it'll be 1 and 3 and 4 and do scat. Do scat. Okay, so after we do that 4 times, right? We do that little lick 4 times. On the 5th time, so it would technically be 9 times through, right? So you've done this for 8, for a measure of 8, or bars of 8 bars, right? So what you're doing now is you're on this 9th one or 5th one, 5th phrase that you're playing. So this is the 5th one. Double it. One more. Right? So it's that same little lead up, right? And now what we're doing is we're going to do that G sharp flat 7, right? We're skipping the F sharp flat 7. We're just going to so we're going to do that G sharp diminished line that we had done already, right? That second one we did earlier. And then we're going to go back to the A minor. Right? We do that same exact thing we just did to lead ourselves in, right? No pauses, no nothing. When you just do it the 2 times through with the little lead in. So then we're going to do that same G sharp flat 7. So, and instead of going back to our little in-between licks, we're going to move up a whole step to an A sharp flat 7, right? So if you're playing the chords, these are the chords you hit. So it's that same shape, but we've moved up a whole step from that G sharp flat 7 to the A sharp flat 7, which you then just take that same exact lick you were doing, but move it up a whole step, right? Whereas you would start it on that 7th fret of the G string, you're now going to be starting it on the 9th fret. So cool. And now what you're doing is you're going back into that same exact E minor little thing that we were doing before. Right? It's that same exact thing. So you're... So instead of hitting the A minor at the end, though, you're going to hit an A. So it'll be... Right? You can still hit the A minor. It's really up to your discretion, but after this, you're going to hit this C chord. So it's this weird looking C. So what you're doing is you've got your middle finger on that 3rd fret of the A string. You've got your pointer finger barring the 2nd fret, and you've got your ring finger on the 3rd fret of the B. That's what this C chord is. So you're going to hit an A and then that. So that's what gives us that ending. That. Right? And then you're going to do this little lick. And all you're doing is you're hammering from open on the E to the 3rd fret. So you're doing a hammer on the 3rd from open, then back to open. You're just kind of like hammering it on and off. And then you're going to slide from the 2nd fret up to the 4th fret, then back down, and then open on the A string. So. And then you're going to hit that 3, that hammer on, and then an open A. So. And then you hit your A to go into Franklin's, and that'll be next week's lesson. I'm so proud of you. You didn't even know we were about to be done, did you? That was it. That's the whole thing. So fucking take your time. Do not rush this, because once you got it, you got it. So I love you. I'm so fucking proud of you. Merry, happy Christmas, Kwanzaa. It's the holidays. This is your present. I hope you got it. I hope I explained it well enough. Now, I know that this is... I didn't really talk about the time signature changes because you're not a drummer. When it comes down to it, this is more of like, it's just got to be in your head, right? So if you listen to the backing track, especially if you're wanting to play rhythm, right? Look at the chords for this and try to follow that rhythm along, because the steps are really natural if you know the song, right? So those time signature changes don't really affect you much as long as you're hitting these where you need to hit them. Right? You can play along to the backing track that's up, or you can play along to the album version. It's the same. You should be able to do all this same stuff I've taught you over the album version. That's how I've been doing it. And then that's how I made the backing track. So it's all there for you. So now I'm going to show you what you can do, like some leading stuff over that jam part. And then we're going to get out of here, okay? I love you. You Slipknot, baby. Mwah. Okay, guys, see, that's fine. I'm not worried about being the best in the world. I know I'm not. Trash person right here. Trash person. Trash panda. That's me. I'm not a great guitar player. It is what it is. I'm just trying my best out here. Whoopsie doodle. Okay, so please enjoy your holidays. Next week, we're coming back with a really easy one. It's going to be Franklin's Tower. It's super fucking easy, but hey, we got to do it, right? So if you haven't yet, hit the subscribe button, all the stuff you're supposed to do. Please go check out Fred Instruments, fredinstruments.com. You know what I'm saying? Get the SB500 or whatever he's got. You know what I'm saying? Fucking boutique instruments at consumer prices. It's the best. He's the best. Also, go check out the Golden Road Guitar Course, $130 to my Venmo or PayPal, and I send the Dropbox link over to you. It is a full video course with charts and backing tracks, a whole bunch of shit to up your playing, right? That'd be a great Christmas gift to yourself or someone you know. Also, merch at realbird.company.site, all the heady merch you could ever want from your boys, Toby and Davey. Please also, go join our Patreon, as low as $2 a month, $5 a month, $20 a month, whatever. You can also just throw money at us. You can also just donate straight to the channel if you want to help us continue to pay rent and keep doing this stuff. So I love you very much. Don't be a dick. Just remember that. Just remember that, everybody's got their own shit going on, and nobody's worried about what you're doing. So you worry about what you're doing. That's all you got to do. Don't compare yourself. Comparison is the thief of joy. And never expect yourself from other people. That is one of the biggest lessons you got to learn in life, is to not expect other people to react the way that you would react, because they're not you. They're very similar. Some would say even just the same consciousness viewing itself subjectively. But you got to respect other people's opinions. You don't have to like them, but, respect that they have them, and respect yourself. And I love you. Don't be a dick. I'll see you tomorrow and the next day. Mwah.